Okay guys, first of all, thanks for watching. This is going to be a video series, sort of review slash specs, details, built on my brand new rifle. I will be talking about the component that I chose, why I chose those components, why I chose the chamber that it is chamber on, and a lot of the detail about the rifle here. First things first, there's no mag. And the rifle has been safety checked, so we're good to go. So brief history here. My first rifle ever was a Browning Stellan Stalker, chamber is 7mm Red Mag that I used for hunting. Eventually I got into the long range shooting with that rifle, and that I acquired a few more rifles as everybody else normally does. Then I switched to a TCAT T3 Varmint and 300 Winchester Magnum that I fully customized for long range shooting, and then move over to a 330 Lapua Magnum TRG that I use for hunting and also target shooting. Yes, I do hunt with that. So why did I choose to build another rifle here? Well, as most people will know, it is a lot easier to go with a chamber, go with a cartridge that is highly aerodynamically better as compared to what you're currently shooting. So to make a long story short, I decided to go with 260 Remington. Why? Because it mimics the ballistics of the 300 Winchester Magnum that I was currently shooting, and it outperformed at extended ranges, right? And that you do not get the energy, but for punching paper and for hunting medium game, this is perfect. So what are the pros? So the pros is that you do save a lot in reloading components. You'll shoot more. You probably won't save anything, but you'll shoot more. And you do get a significant, and I mean a significant amount of recoil reduction. So what? So what do you do with that? Well, having a low recoil normally tends to making you a better shooter, because you're able to concentrate more on your fundamentals, and also you're able to spot your own rounds, which if you are trying to learn to read the wind, this is something very valuable to you as a shooter. So now, why 260? There are a lot of other 6.5 cartridges out there. There's 6.5 Creedmoor, there's 6 Grendel, 6.5 Grendel, there's 6.5 at 47, there is 6.5 at 284. There's a whole array of them, but the big icebreaker, or the biggest deal breaker was, I started this rifle from the ground up. So the first thing that I chose to go with were the bullet I was going to shoot out of it. I tried to find at the time the best bullet on the market for a 6.5 that I consider was the best. And I chose to go with this VLD target, and it has a BC of, let's see here, 313 and 612. Since then, Hornady came out with another bullet, and this is the one right here. This is the ELD match, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but this one here has a ballistic coefficient of 610. Not a big difference between 612 and 610, but it's something else that I can use in case loading components are not readily available. I have more choices. So that was one of the things. So for that bullet, this rifle requires a 1 in 8 twist, which is very common for that caliber, and so that's what I went with. And also another reason why I had to go with 260 is because Lapua now makes 260 brass, and if anybody knows Lapua, the Lapua brass is very, very, very good. So that was another plus. Another thing is that from all the sources that I read, the 260 Remington tends to have a little bit of an edge in velocity, about 50 feet per second more than the other 6.5 out there, except the 6.5 by 284. Now, I didn't want to go with a 6.5 by 284 again because I wanted something that I could, see my own shots as I fire them. And from what I read, the 6.5 by 284 is not that big in recoil, but again, I wanted to stay in the low end because I already have other rifles that, beat the ballistic performance of the 6.5 by 284. And so I wanted to have something a little bit different in between that I didn't have. So that's why I went with the 260 Remington. Now, the rifle itself, it is completely custom. All the components of this rifle here, aside from the optics, and some of the accessories, is made in Canada locally. So the barrel is a jury barrel. It's a 17 contour barrel, which is a really thick barrel. Now, why did I choose a really thick barrel? Well, the reason is that having a thick barrel really helps out with reducing your harmonics vibrations as you fire that up. Now, as you fire your shots, if you have a thinner barrel, the barrel will tend to whip more than a thicker one. I did want to have a muzzle brake there also for reasons I already stated, reduce recoil, and also adds to the weight too. I wanted to have sort of a kind of a heavier rifle. The chassis, it's a Cadex Defense Field Strike chassis, also made in Canada. Retails now for about $1,100, I think. But it's pretty good. It's amazing. The attention to detail and the manufacturing components that are used are very, very good. And this chassis, it's designed with the shooter in mind. The ergonomics of it is just amazing. Fully adjustable chassis. The action, it's by Case Arms. This is actually the first action they ever made. Very, very good. I'll go into more details about the action in the next video. The trigger, it's made by Trigger Tech. I had in mind to put a Timney Calvin Elite, but knowing me, I was probably going to go all the way down to 8 ounces, and that was probably going to be a little bit too low. Then I heard about these guys, Trigger Tech. Try them, and I really, really like the trigger. If you guys are in the market for a new trigger for a Remington 700 style action clone or footprint, take a look at the Trigger Tech. They're normally cheaper than everybody else out there, but their quality, I would say, it's beyond what's currently offered. AccuShot monopod, Atlas bipod, and the optics, accessories for the optics, and the action we will cover in the next video. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned.